Hi, I'm Nate Moore. This is Excel video 225. I spent some time this morning helping a group that uses Centricity, pulling their numbers out of Centricity and into Excel to analyze. If you're using Centricity and would like your numbers in Excel as well, let's talk. Today what we're going to do is go back to the page layout menu over here, and we've been through each of these options. What I want to do now is get to the details, the nitty-gritty. If this stuff isn't quite getting what you want, if you need to be a little more precise, you need a few more options, you'll find them down here. If you click on this, if you hover, it'll show you page setup, and if you click there, we'll go to the page setup menu. We've been here once or twice before in the course of talking about what we're doing with printing, but I wanted to just highlight a few things today. Changing the orientation, maybe if I pull this down, you can see it's easy to change the orientation there. We've talked about scaling the last couple of videos. We're comfortable with that. You can change the paper size and the print quality. The one thing I do want to have you notice here is you can change the first page number. That's going to be important in the next Excel video. But if you have, say, a 4-page Word document and then the appendix or page 5 or however you're structuring what your presentation, let's call it that, needs to be Excel document, it needs to start with page 5 when the page numbers start. Here's how you change it. You just, instead of auto and making the first page page 1, you can say, hey, make the first page page 5 or 50 or whatever you want to put and put it right there. Margins, we've been here before. We can center on the page. We've talked about that. And we can precisely control what we want for top, bottom, left, right, header, footer, all that good stuff. We're going to skip by header and footer because that's more involved. We'll come back to header and footer in the next Excel video. Let's talk about sheet just for a minute. We've talked about the print area, the area of your spreadsheet that's actually going to print. You remember it's easy to change that with page break preview, but you can also click here and set it, or you can click up here and set the print area. That's easy. The print titles are what prints on every page. There's rows to print or columns to print on every page. Print titles is over here, but if you need to see what they are, be more specific, here's print titles. What I want to show you here is this area, and this is what I want to spend the rest of the Excel video on. You can make grid lines and row and column headings print. Typically they're off. But if you turn them on, let's just turn them both on and do print preview. I'll show you what it looks like. Hopefully we'll zoom in here so you can see this a little better, but all it's doing is doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, D. It's showing you that, hey, this Dr. A is in cell A4. So it looks a lot more like a spreadsheet. It prints the row and column headings is the A, B, C, and the 1, 2, 3. I've also got grid lines set to print, so you can tell that they're cells. You don't have to do them together. You can do either or. It's on the sheet menu there. If you know that you're going to print in black and white, you can force Excel to do that. And draft quality, you can make it less high quality if you need to. I've never done either one of those, to be honest with you. Let's do page order, and then we'll come back to these two last. Page order just says if I've got a multiple page spreadsheet. Do I want to print this is page 1, that's page 2, this is page 3, that's page 4, or do I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4? It's just the order that you've organized your data. By default, it goes down and then over, but you can change that. Let's talk about comments. Well, first, let's get out of here and I'll show you what a comment is. You can right-click any cell in a spreadsheet and come down here to Insert Comment. And it knows that, from when I registered Excel, it knows that I'm Nate. And you can say, this is an important cell. Or you can say, I got this number from somebody else. Or this is an estimate. Or update this number when the tax return's filed. Or whatever you want to put there. And when you put that there, you'll see this little red triangle in the upper right hand corner, and when you hover, the comment shows up, and you can come in and edit the comment or delete the comment. You can show and hide comments. That's what a comment is. What page setup is letting us do on the sheet tab is say, typically the default is none. The comments are generally designed for the guy that's using the spreadsheet or designing the spreadsheet, typically not printed. If you need them printed for maybe documentation or to show you've got important information in those comments, you need to show people where the estimate came from or where the budget number came from. And we'll come down here, we'll go as displayed on sheet and end of sheet. Let's just do end of sheet. And then I'm going to displayed is fine for now. If we go to print preview, here's our sheet that still has all that stuff on it. We can get rid of that if we need to. Come over to page 2, that's pretty small, so let's blow it up and make it big. Cell G5, comment by Nate Moore. This is an important cell. You can throw those comments out at the end by going into that sheet tab and put them at the end of the sheet, and we're just going to say none for now. Typically, again, it's an internal thing to just comments for those who are seeing the spreadsheet online, designing and working with it. But you can print them if you have to, if you need to document something. Cell errors. Last thing in this video. So now let's put that and say equals 5 divided by 0. That's going to give me an error every single time. And so what we can do is we can say, all right, if there are errors in a spreadsheet, the default, and I always use this, is displayed. I want to know it. I want to see those errors. Don't hide them from me. But you could always make it blank. And let's go to print preview, and now I got to scroll. And see, now I've got a blank here. It's hiding it for me. Or let's go back here. You could put NA or you could put dashes. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm going to go back to display. Because, hey, if there's an error, tell me. Tell me there's an error. I'll go fix it before I go pass this out to my docs or to my administrators or to the bank or wherever else I'm going and lose some credibility on this deal. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Basic review of page. Remember the first page number here. You can change that. Margins we've been to. And just some things that you can do in the Sheet tab that give you a little flexibility over what prints. Stay tuned next time. We're going to play with the header and footer, and there's all kinds of things we can do there. We'll start that discussion next time. Thanks for watching.